All right, happy Valentine's Day, everybody. Let's see here. Okay, here we go. Oh, all right. So find the inverse of the function. Okay, so you got to be able to find the inverse using those 4 steps we've done before. So f of x turns into y. Switch x and y. And if you're solving for y, before you get rid of this 9, you have to get rid of the cubed by doing cube root. Please remember, cube root and cube, these are opposites. Okay, so cube root of the left, cube root of the right. When you cube root the right, it cancels out. So now you have cube root of x equals y plus 9. And then you get rid of the plus 9 by subtracting 9 on both sides. Just remember, this goes after the x, okay? So your inverse function equals cube root of x. It stops right there. Minus 9 is after it, okay? So I want you to notice that this down here is not it. The line does not keep going. Do you see that? The answer is B, because when you subtract 9, it does not automatically go under the square root sign. Okay? Be careful. Okay, find the inverse of this graph. Now, when you're finding the inverse of a graph, let's see here. You want to pick some points on here. Okay, so I see I got this point right here and this point right here. Okay, so if I make a little table, x, y, I got a -1, 0. I got 0, 7. So the inverse is going to take that table and flip it. -1, 0. Sorry, that's not true. 0, -1, and then 7, 0. So just by those points, which of these graphs have those 2 points? 0, -1. 0, -1. No. 0, -1. No. 0, -1. Yes. 0, -1. No. And does this one have 7, 0? It does. So both of these points are on this graph right here. So the answer is C. Okay. Do you see how that works? Take points from the original, flip them, and see which ones are on the new graph. Okay. So same thing here. I got some points. I'm going to do f of x has x and y. So some of these points are 1, -7, 2, 0, 3, 1, 4, 2. Now, I see these points. I see one of them is over here, but that is not it. I don't care if it's on this graph. I need it to be on the inverse graph. So f inverse x, I'm going to take this table and I'm going to flip it over. So -7, 1, 0, 2, 1, 3, 2, 4. All right. Now, which one of these points is over here? So -1, 3 is kind of close, but nope. -7, -1, nope. 2, 4, yes, indeed. There it is. The answer is D. Okay. Do you see how you have to flip table to get the inverse points? Okay. Now, with this one, I need to get a table first. So I'm going to do, graph and then Control T. So let's do that. Go to my calculator, go to graph. So 0.5 x caret 3, go to the right, minus 4x squared plus 4.5 x plus 9. Make sure you hit graph. You can see it, but you want to hit Control T to get a table. And you can see you have some points right here. So let's put these first 3 points, 1, 10, 2, 6, and then 3, 0. Now, again, I'm not looking for this exact table, okay? So it's not A. I'm looking for the inverse table. You have to flip the table. So when I flip the table, I get 10, 1, 6, 2, 0, 3. So which one has that? That would be letter C. Okay. Last but not least, let's find the inverse of this function. F of x, once again, turns into y. Then I need to switch x and y. Now there's a lot here, but I want to get rid of the loner first. The opposite of minus 5 is plus 5. And the plus 5 goes after the x. So now I have x plus 5 equals 4y cubed. Next point is really important. Don't get rid of the cubed. You have to get rid of the coefficient, okay? You have to get rid of the coefficient first. So you get rid of this 4 that's being multiplied by dividing by 4, dividing by 4. Now you have this big old fraction, okay? So let's go back over here. If I have x plus 5 over 4 equals y cubed, the last step to get rid of the cubed is to do cube root. Cube root. Cancels out. Now remember, your inverse function final form is this thing, but it's a big cube root. The whole fraction is underneath it. It goes all the way down, okay? X plus 5 over 4. So what I mean by that is it is not a fraction where the 4 is not underneath, okay? The denominator is part of the square root. All right, and the best answer we have is right there, B, okay? Cool. The square root is, the 4 is under the square root. It cannot be C because do you see right there that 4 is totally separated from the cube root, okay? The 4 is part of the fraction underneath the cube root, okay? Very important.